This edition of MacVoices is supported by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Visit headspace.com/MacVoices for a free 1-month trial. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is part 2 of our third holiday gift guide with Mike Rose, Jean MacDonald, and Shelly Brisbin. And I can tell you that the first half we had a lot of fun and a lot of great picks, and the second part just continues that theme. So let's go right back to it as we get into the third round of this edition of the MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide.
Yeah. So my pick, if you could see my office here, my tax deductible office, you would see that there are monitors hanging on Visa mounts. You would see that I have an iPad Pro to my right, which is hanging on a stand. I've got this mic on a boom arm. I like to hang things in front of my face rather than have them sitting on the desk. And so this pick is a stand that allows me to get my iPad at just the right height. It's actually, this is not a hanger, but it does allow the iPad screen to be up where I need to see it, as opposed to, in a keyboard case, which I hate and don't like and can't use. This is a Viazon stand. It has a flat piece. It has this vertical piece that can be, it comes with an Allen wrench, so you could even adjust it and make it tighter or looser. And then it has this clamp, which there are 2 clamps that come with it in varying sizes. And so you can put the iPad in landscape or in portrait, and any size of iPad that you can use. The original of these, the foot looked more like an iMac foot. It was not flexible, but now it's flexible in all the directions. So it's great. So I will have it sort of like this at about a 45-degree angle to read. In fact, if we were having a different kind of meeting and I was needing to refer to notes and read from notes, I would have this in front of me and I would be looking at it at like a 45-degree angle. And I love it. It's so great. And like I say, if you just have an Allen wrench so that every once in a while it gets a little loose and you have to tighten up the screw, but it's beautifully made. It's solid, it's metal. And I love it. And I can't remember how much it is. There are a couple different models, but it's Viazon, Viozon.
Thank you, Shelly. I have to ask, do you have any kind of cases on your iPads that you put in, or are you just going caseless with your iPads?
I have a case on a 7th generation iPad. I actually did get a keyboard. I got the Logitech keyboard case because I needed to do some stuff with pointer and trackpad support. And so I got that case for that iPad. I have a 2018 12.9 iPad Pro that is not in a case and is either in the Viazon stand constantly or in another stand I have over here, which is clamped to the edge of my desk, which it was rescued from my office. The benefit of being at home now is that all the great stuff I had at my office is now here. So I have this embarrassment of riches, which is why I have a fancier iPad and fancier MacBook Pro than I otherwise would have. And sadly, can't justify going out and buying that M1 Mac Mini that I really want.
I was just curious. The reason I was asking is I wondered if you could fit an iPad with a case into the jaws of your
yes.
pick.
I don't. I mean, I do that with the 7th generation iPad because I think I can reach it. Hang on, let's see. Here it is. So yeah, the Logitech case. What's great about this is that this could be a pick. It's not, but this Logitech case is 2 pieces. Right. Oh. So there's the keyboard by itself. So this in the case will fit in the Viazon stand. And I actually use it as a teleprompter when I'm doing podcast stuff. So I just pull the keyboard off of it, put it in the Viazon stand, and then I set it up here next to my microphone and I can read off of it using the teleprompter app. So I'm really a fan of the idea that you have a keyboard case, but you don't have to have the 2 pieces as one, because there's a difference between iPads and laptops for a reason, in my opinion.
Yeah. Good.
And that case landing on the desk sounded very solid. Like that, the Logitech build quality is something that you don't get from every peripheral manufacturer. So it's good to. It's
a really good keyboard. I mean, it's considerably cheaper than the Apple one, of course. And I felt like I didn't really want to spend $150 for a case because I didn't honestly need it. I mean, I have Bluetooth keyboards, I have these stands, but for the work I was doing, I needed to buy it. And then once I got it, I was like, oh, well, this is solid. This is really good. It's a little heavy, but it's good.
Great. Good way to get us started on the third round. This is the second night in a row this has happened when I was doing a show and my desktop, suddenly sundown occurs over Catalina. It's completely distracting. It's like, what was that? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Gene, third round.
Yeah, I'm having a similar distracting moment thing. Like, oh yeah, I should have remembered that it was going to get dark. As you know, it was actually kind of sunny out when we first started, and I didn't set up any lamps for lighting, so I'm very moodily lit here as we're watching the video. And I could plug it, and I do have a lamp. I could plug it into the Jackery, but the Jackery does make just a little bit of a hum, and so I don't want to screw up the audio. Okay, pick. My next pick is. I think this qualifies as technology, if for the purists, but it's pretty low technology. Again, something that somebody on Twitter mentioned very early on when people were stuck at home and things were closing and gyms were closing, and they said, I'm buying this a compact, like elliptical strider. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea because, if I can't go to the gym and if the weather is bad, I can't even go for a walk. So this is the Stamina in Motion E1000 compact strider. It is only $100. It's like an elliptical, exerciser, but without the arm parts. It's just the feet. And so, you want to set it up somewhere where you have potentially something to hold on to if you lose your balance or you're too intent listening to your podcasts or watching your TV shows and you forget that you were on a thing that you could fall off of. It doesn't run on any power. It does have variable tension settings, and it does count the strides, with a little digital counter. So there's that geek aspect of it. And they have them still at Amazon, like I said, for $100. It definitely was something I was glad that I got. And if it would make a good gift. There's a few pieces that have to be screwed, together. I think they give you a tool for it, or else it's just a Phillips screwdriver or something. But I think it's definitely worth having.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to look forward to looking that up. And of course, folks have already figured this out that are watching the show. If you're listening, you aren't getting the benefit. But if you're watching the show, I try to put screen grabs or website grabs of the products up so you know what they look like and what we're talking about. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what that one looks like. So very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, and Gene's got a light too. Let there be light.
Yeah, I thought, you do have just the regular old lamp to place in the wall. You turn that on.
Pickens are sparse in the bunker, we know, but you do have lights, choices, illumination options.
That's so analog, Gene.
Well, I mean, up until this moment, it all could have been running off of the Jackery, and I could be in a power failure moment, but I'm not.
You could have just said, "Hey Siri, lamp on," and even if it didn't operate that way, we wouldn't have known any better. So
that's true. I could, yeah. I still have a dumb home. I have not smartened up my home yet. I'm sort of tempted, and then sort of like, or is it okay the way it is?
You don't want your home to be smarter than you are. I mean, that's my feeling. Is like.
And Shelly, because you said that, fortunately, we're not live. Otherwise, the power consumption for the United States would have just hiccuped as you turned everybody's lights on.
Well, and the irony, of course, is that the reason I said what I said is because I remembered that there was an A lady behind me that had I said that, it would have gone off. But then the Siri thing went off on my iPad, so I lost all the way around. I'm sorry, everyone in America, and on all the ships at sea as well.
All right. Well, we're going to go to Mike as soon as he. I don't know what he's doing.
He's fine. Everyone else had props. I wanted my props.
He wants a prop.
Where's your M1 Mac Mini?
Rub it in, Shelly. Thanks.
Sorry, dude.
I'm not mocking Gene's bunker. You got to come in and come at me with my lack of a mini. So on the topic of lighting, of course, everybody is now concerned about how they look on Zoom, and is getting cameras, and we don't have any DSLRs on the list yet, or ring lighting or anything else. But I wanted to cite camera ready lighting. So this is a camera ready light bar. The company's it's Camera Ready. It is camerareadylighting.com, all one word. And this is an LED light bar, which is really, really high quality. Comes from a professional lighting designer, dimmable, so I can brighten it up. That's a little bit much. I can dim it down.
Now who lives in the bunker?
That's right. Welcome to the Inner Sanctum. On our program tonight, Winona Earp fighting zombies. But you can get one and put it above your monitor. You can get two and get a really nice 45-degree angle light, and they're not that expensive. I think that you can get a ring light kit, a cheap ring light kit, or a cheap lighting kit, or you can go with something that's closer to studio quality, closer to broadcast quality, and that's what these are. And like I said, not that expensive. You're supporting a small business, and they're just really nice. CameraReadyLighting.com.
Very nice, very nice. I like the way you're moving it around and showing the different positions and the effect it has. Like you say, 1 minute you look like the host of the Saturday Night Horror Show, and the next minute you look like a businessman right up front. So nice, versatile lighting.
It's really versatile. You can get the nice flat light. You can get it's like, oh, it's sunlight. Oh, the sun is coming from over there. You can see the giant bags under my eyes.
Yeah. Just means you're working hard, Mike. Just means you're working hard.
I should have had it on for the whole program, because that would have been like a better reveal of it. And I've been using it all along, but I just didn't have my act together.
All right, let's see. This is my third round pick. I keep forgetting. I've got to make some picks. Okay, so this is kind of COVID related, kind of not. There are some pieces of software that people get really passionate about. That it's yours is better than mine, and don't call my girlfriend ugly and that kind of thing. So I'm not picking on whatever you're using. If it's working for you, that's great. But I find that even more so now than ever before, I'm living and dying by my calendar because of Zoom meetings and Skype meetings. And, it's not as much the physical thing anymore. It's like now you're on this treadmill of meetings every day. And so I need my calendar to be reliable. And that's why I standardized on BusyCal. It's a lot like the calendar that comes with the Mac in the Mac OS, but it has so many more features. It's just more versatile. And I know there's a bit of competition in the calendar space out there, and that's great. Find what works for you. But I'll go with BusyCal every time. And it was sort of a pick on a previous show, but it is part of the setup package. So if you have setup, you can download it and try it for free. And if not, there's a free trial to use it anyway. But it just has everything that I need, and not a lot of cruft and features that I don't. And that's why I like it, because it's fast, it's reliable. The developer is regularly updating it, which I really like. I don't know if it's Big Sur compatible because I'm not running Big Sur yet, but if it's not, I feel 100% confident it will be any second now. So go check it out. BusyCal, it's from BusyMac, and it's the calendar that I use and rely on.
And made by good people, John. That team over there is good people. The developers were on the original Now software Now Contact and Now Up to Date team. So they've got Mac street cred for days.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't know that still existed, and I'm glad that it does, because I used it years ago, and I'm not sure why I drifted away. I for a while was using Mac Calendar. I'm now using a different one, but I'm glad they're still around, and I may check it out. They have an iOS app as well, or is it just a Mac? Or
yeah, iOS app too, and of course, needless to say, it syncs automatically, and it uses the basic CalDev information, so that even if you decide that, hey, I tried it, it's not for me, you can go right back to your regular Apple Calendar, or let your stuff transfer over to whatever you decide to ultimately go with. But for me, if you start with BusyCal, you're not going to go anywhere. So, this edition of MacVoices is supported by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Life can be stressful even under normal circumstances. 2020 is in serious contention for the title of the most difficult of years. You need every bit of stress relief you can get, and that's why you need Headspace. Headspace is guided meditation made simple. But it's more than just meditation. Headspace has wind-down sessions their members swear by that help them get a good night's sleep. Or maybe you feel at the end of your rope by the middle of the day. Try Headspace's 3-minute SOS meditation to help you get back on track. In the mood for something a bit more active? Check out the Headspace Move mood-boosting workout. You don't need a ton of money or a ton of time to reconnect with yourself. You can improve your focus, your sleep, yourself by using your phone and Headspace. I've been benefiting from Headspace for a few weeks now, and I can tell you that it does make a difference in your stress level and your approach to your day. And it doesn't take a big time or effort commitment. Just a few minutes a day. Isn't your health and well-being worth a few minutes a day? You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/MacVoices. That's headspace.com/MacVoices for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. That's the best deal offered right now. So head to headspace.com/MacVoices today. Thanks to Headspace for their support of MacVoices. So that's my round 3. That takes us to round 4. And that means that this is the pressure's on now, because this is the last pick of the show. So Shelly, what do you got?
My turn again. Well, I love, it's funny because I'm usually like a value shopper. That's sort of my way to go. I'm always like I'm not looking for sales so much as I don't need the most expensive. In good, better, best, I'm usually in better. Okay. Or sometimes I'll even take the low end one. But there are a couple of things about which I'm very persnickety, and I want something really nice. And iPhone cases are one of those things. I like a wallet case, for one thing. I like to carry around my phone and have the contents of my wallet essentially in that case. And then the second thing is I like a nice leather case. And I'm a fan of a company called Sena, S-E-N-A. They're an Italian company, and they make a lot of different kinds of cases in different colors. This is honestly my iPhone XR case, because I don't have an iPhone 12 case, although I did look and they're already starting to sell them. I don't know if they're shipping them, but they're selling them. So you've got a wallet stuff on this side. You've got a kickstand holder for your iPhone here, camera space. You've got this little clasp that's magnetic. This is 2 years old and it's worn leather, but that's what I love about it. Like it has worn in a way that makes me happy, because I like a leather case, but I also like something that's kind of lived in. I wish it were red, because I love red things, but they have lots of different materials, and you can pay less and get stuff from them. If you don't need a full on wallet case that folds over like this, you can get one that just has, an open style, or you can get bumper cases. You can get all sorts of stuff, and they make great cases. And this is like a $75 case. But I'm not apologizing. I love it.
Shelly likes her fine leathers.
I do.
That's good. Okay. I don't think we better go any farther down that road.
I was going for like a Ricardo Montalban fine
Corinthian leather.
Fine Corinthian leather.
You want the finest in Corinthian leather.
That
Khan only uses the finest of Corinthian leather.
That was good.
Revenge is a dish best served
This
cold.
was-
Very cold in space.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're on the Trek podcast. This is
I know, right?
fantastic.
I know this is completely out of control. Gene, this is your last pick for the year. What do you got?
It makes me want to do something Star Trek-y, but I didn't prepare anything. However, I did have on my list something that is very space oriented, but also low tech in the sense that it's a book. It's called The End of Everything, Astrophysically Speaking, by Katie Mack, who is a professor of cosmology, astrophysics at North Carolina State University. And I give this recommendation with the bona fides that I just gave it as a gift, and it was very well received. So it's basically like, we all have all read many, we haven't all read many books, but we know that there are a lot of best-selling books about Big Bang and how did the universe start, how did we get here? And this is about how it all ends, and it's not pretty. Apparently, so I think it's an uplifting pick because it's like we're doing okay. The universe is not collapsing in on us and exploding in some kind of like galactic nuclear fire. So be happy. But I'm very happy, that this book has gotten a lot of great reviews. James Gleick reviewed it very favorably in the New York Times, and the author's, relatively, young academic, and she's cool. And I know her through another podcast, network of friends, and I really think it's a classy gift to give to the people who already have too many pieces of tech lying around the house. They might like to have a book to curl up with by the fire at Christmas time.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Are you keeping score? Because the way I see it, I have down under Gene, I have Demons, Underground Bunker, and The End of Everything.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it felt like
Space Bear. Space Bear.
Well, Space Bear. Air you can't. So movies you can't watch. Air you can't breathe. Exercise in your bunker. So that was at least affirming. And then End of the Universe. So I wasn't gonna really dig in on that, but I do think, Chuck, you're right.
Yeah,
we're detecting a theme, a through line of sorts.
This has been my 2020, honestly. And truly,
Everybody's
nothing that I have recommended I haven't bought myself.
Just think of us as your therapists, Gene.
I do, actually.
I'm just amazed that we made it through almost all the way through 4 rounds. In fact, myself having forgotten that I needed a 4th pick, thank goodness I had some in reserve because I forgot that there were four gifts. So to go along with Gene's quarantine aesthetic, we all need something that is going to provide a little bit of surprise and excitement and novelty when we're sort of dealing with the same 4 walls all the time. So
Puppy?
Puppy, yes. Recommended by MacVoices, give puppies to your friends and family.
Looking around to see if my cat was in here. He's not.
Always a good idea. And if you can't find a puppy, a feral raccoon also works. What are you even? No, not a puppy. I mean, quarantine pets is great, and if you can adopt and adopt shelter cats and dogs, that please do that. However, that's not my pick. My novelty pick is a combination of 2 things that we all love, which are technology and coffee. And so the pick is Bottomless Coffee, which is a coffee delivery service, mail order service, similar to what Blue Bottle does and what other vendors do as well, but with a little bit of a twist. Bottomless provides you an IoT scale, a Wi-Fi connected scale that measures the amount of coffee you consume. And so as your coffee supply dwindles, you then get an AI-powered notification that we are shipping you freshly roasted coffee because we think you're going to run out. You're about to run out. And of course, like when I got this for myself, my family said, this is like crafted in a laboratory to target you precisely, because it's exactly the sort of thing that you would want. It is as nerdy as possible, and also coffee. It's by the default plan is a rotation of different roasts. You pick what roast level you like. You pick whether you like ground or whole bean. I'm ordering whole ground coffee, which is unusual because I would usually want whole bean. It would stay fresh longer, but because it's coming so quickly and arriving just in time, it can be the right grind for me, and it's fantastic. And you just put it on the scale. Scale connects to your Wi-Fi. You can even tear it up. So if you want to use the same reusable container, you set that as the 0 point on the scale. The scale ignores it, and then you just pour the coffee in or put the coffee bag there. Awesome, bottomless coffee. A very reasonable price, and a treat. It's a different coffee every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on your consumption.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to take number 4. I'm going to give you something free, unless you decide to support the creator, of course. But you can certainly sample it and use it free, and that's a podcast. I want to recommend the Darknet Diaries podcast to you. Now, you don't have to be a geek to be into this. You don't have to be a security person to be into this. You don't even have to, have a paranoid tendencies to be into this. I stumbled across this podcast. I honestly don't remember. There was one particular episode that popped up in a Google search, and I listened to that one. I liked it, and I've been a subscriber ever since. It talks about security, hacking, phishing, penetration testing. There's a little bit of espionage in there. These are all true, and they're well researched. They interview some of the people involved. Sometimes they just narrate you through the circumstance. They've talked about some of the great hacking things that have happened over the past few years. Some of them are just flat out deeply disturbing, not in the Gene MacDonald demon kind of way, but in the sorry, Gene. But
I feel like I've tarnished my brand now. It's started out so strong at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And now.
No. But no, if you want to find out, kind of what's going on behind the scenes in a lot of things, it will definitely make you think. And I think the side effect will definitely make you take your internet and privacy security just a little bit more serious. And the best part is they are told so well. This is like, I'm enthralled when one pops up in my podcatcher. They come out, I think it's every other week. And I can't recommend this highly enough. If you're into this kind of thing at all, try a couple episodes there. It's been around for a while, so you can go back. I don't think you can find an episode that you're not going to be interested in. I have to admit, there have been a couple episodes when he talks about, the host talks about what they're going to talk about. And it's like, okay, well, I'll see. And within minutes, I'm just, I can't stop. I want to hear the end of it. I want to hear what happened. So I really, really love this podcast, and it's not Apple. It's highly tech, but it's not specific to anything as far as any products or platforms. So go check it out. Darknet Diaries. You will enjoy it.
Sounds good.
Hopefully that's one that you guys haven't heard of, but I think knowing this group, you guys would love it. No question about it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It sounds kind of dark.
Yeah, Gene, I think that's part of the thing, but it's not. I don't want to characterize it as like the dark web or anything that is the Silk Road or any of that stuff. It's not. It's just these are really things that are going on out there in our world that don't always get the light shined on them, and some of it you can say is important. Some of it's just plain old interesting. So. Yeah,
it's my favorite kind of podcast, or one of my favorite kinds, because obviously I like a lot of kinds of podcasts, but things that are new to me told in a way that keep me listening, even though if, I just read like 3-word description of it, I'd go like, yeah, I'm not really interested in that. And then find out, I'm highly interested. I didn't know it was so interesting.
Yeah. this could make you give up Winona Earp.
I can't give up Winona Earp, but I already finished 3 seasons and I can't get the 4th one because it's Canadian and we don't have it. Or if I have it, I have to subscribe extra on top of already the many streaming services I already have. So, But seasons 1 through 3 are on Netflix for those who want to watch. If you like Buffy, you like it. Winona. But sorry for going down another tangent. But I don't want to raise people's interest without at least giving them the hope that they can check it out.
Yep, that's fair. Guys, I'm just looking at the list. I mean, this is a really great set of picks. No two ways about it. And this has been a blast.
Space Bear.
Space Bear.
So I want to go around the table, let folks know where they can find you when you're not here on the gift guide. And we'll just keep the same order. Shall we?
So you can find me on Twitter at Shelly, Shelly. Also, I do a little show called Parallel over on the Relay FM network, relay.fm/parallel. And if you're in the mood to give a gift, I have one to offer to you. I mean, you have to pay for it and stuff, but I offer it to you for anybody in your life who is an iOS user who is interested in the accessibility features of that platform. Go to iOS Access. I can't even say the name of my own damn book. Go to iosaccessbook.com. My book is called iOS Access for All, the iOS 14 edition, coming out any day now. But if you buy the current edition, you'll get the iOS 14 version free when it is released.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Shelly. Happy holidays. Gene, where can folks find you?
Primarily, you'll find me over at micro.blog, where I'm the community manager, and my username, which is the same as it is on Twitter, is MacGenie. I'm also the host of the Voyager Revisited podcast on the Incomparable Network, and I do a weekly productivity wannabe podcast, but it's sometimes never be, is that a word? With my good friend James Dempsey. It's called The Weekly Review, and we, in theory, review our to-do list management, but sometimes we haven't done any of those to-dos. So those are all findable through my bio on micro.blog.
Great. Thanks so much, Gene. It's always a pleasure. Have a great holiday.
Same here. It was great to be here.
Mr. Mike T. Rose, I know where people can find you, but where do they find you?
This is not going to make any sense for people who are only listening to the audio, but trust me when I say I look extremely spooky right now.
I was going to say, did your little bar die there?
It is. Welcome to the Inner Sanctum. Very
right.
spooky. You can find me.
You can play at that game.
You can find me on Twitter at Mike T. Rose. You can find me. I actually am also on micro.blog as Mike T. Rose as well. You can find me at the show that I do with Kelly Grumont, friend of MacVoices. We have a show called The After Show, which is at aftershowpodcast.com, which is every couple weeks or so. You can find me this week in particular on In a Few Minutes with Ken Ray, macosken.com. And that's about it. And Chuck, thanks again for having me. This was so much fun.
Hey, this was a lot of fun. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time, because I know you have nothing else to do. None of us do.
Not a bit.
None of us do.
I know.
We're all going to get busy, Cal, and see if we can get our calendar lives figured out. Because I am the same way. I'm like, oh my God, how many things are on the calendar right now? It's just crazy.
Yep, exactly. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Now I've got Shelly's problem. I can't say the name of my own show. We have more of these gift guides coming up, interspersed with some of our regular content. I hope you will enjoy them. Please check the show notes. I will have links to everything we talked about, and I'll do my best to have links to exactly the make, model, or whatever of the item that was picked, so that you can go right there and see exactly what these folks recommend. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.